From WDTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News Now.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining me and being here for 2 News Now on this Tuesday, March 3rd. I'm your host, Alexis Bellamy. I have Kelly King here with me this morning. Kelly, how are you?
Yeah, it's great to be here with you, Alexis.
So happy to have you. We're actually starting things out with breaking news this morning. We have tons and tons of information and stories to get to, including a look at weather, but we have to get to this first. Just into our newsroom, we learned that 5 people have died after a fire broke out at a home in Clinton County, and that happened earlier this morning. So we know that according to the county EMA director, one woman, her 3 children, an infant, are dead, and 1 child is believed to be missing at this time. We know another man has been taken to the hospital, and while they were fighting this blaze, 8 firefighters were treated and released for injuries at the scene. The fire marshal has been notified. There's so much information that we still do not know about this. Our crews are on the way to the scene right now. 2 News reporter Morgan Anderson just left here. She's going out with a photographer. They're going to learn as much as they can when they get there, Kelly. Again, information limited. We know the call came in just shortly after 10. Just trying to learn a little bit more about what happened here this morning. So make sure to stay with us for the latest on that. But for now, we are going to turn to a look at weather this morning. We got up again, and it wasn't like yesterday when I could hear the wintry mix, I guess we're calling it, pelting against me. But it was still really dreadful and almost freezing cold out there, Cameron.
Well, the good news is we're warming up here as we go into the middle of the week, but it was a cloudy start to the day and also a little bit on the wet side as we went early and into the mid-morning hours. We're starting to see that rain push on into the Miami Valley, and we're going to see it area-wide as we get into the afternoon hours. But outside this morning, lots of cloud cover on the Land of Illusion camera. You can see there it's a little bit wet as well as the rain is starting to move on through. You can see that on live Doppler 2 HD as the rain heaviest down to the south into parts of Kentucky, off to the west as well. But we're going to see that move in here as we go into the afternoon, and we're going to see a system stall out. So we're going to see rain chances for much of the next 5 or so days. And looking at your day planner, temperatures today getting up to about 48 there by 5 p.m. We'll see a good amount of rain chances here as we go through the afternoon and evening hours. And we are tracking the chance maybe for some localized flooding as we go through the next 5 days, as we have rain chances for the most part every single day of the work week. And I'll have that coming up on the complete Storm Team 2 forecast.
Man, there's almost no relief. Look.
Soggy.
Just continuously, almost no break. That's the least you could do, Cameron. Is
Well, I
give us
mean,
a
here
break.
in Dayton, it's welcome because we're 5 inches or so below normal for the last 7 months.
Oh, that's right.
Up
You
in
mentioned the
Salina,
drought.
their soil is very dry, so it runs off, and that could cause some flooding up there. Hopefully, they get some light rain, and then they can really soak that ground and allow for the ground to actually be able to take up the water.
See, I'm happy you said that because until now, I won't speak for Kelly, but I've been like, oh, this is dreadful. Who needs all of this rain? But it's actually going to be impactful for us. So that's
I
great.
mean, it's needed. Can't say I'm a fan of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, good to know. We learned something. Thanks, Cameron. We'll get that full look from you in just a few minutes, but we're going to jump into our top stories this morning. So we're going to start off with something that was treated as breaking news all morning long. Kelly, you guys are following
we were
this
on it this morning.
continuously. So we know that one suspect is now in custody after a nearly 5-hour-long standoff. Kelly's nodding. She was there the whole time.
Yep.
Now, it was a home on Sandhurst Drive. That's where this scene unfolded. That's where the situation started around 4 o'clock this morning. And originally, police believed that the man who was inside of the house was suicidal at the time. But he did eventually leave the house on his own. Now, the suspect, police say he did have a weapon on him, along with some prior convictions that did kind of warrant at least this police response that you can see here on your screen. So we also learned that other people were in the home at the time as well, but they did make it out safely. So hostage negotiators, drone operators, patrol units. As you can see, this was an active scene this morning, Kelly. So we are still working to learn what charges that suspect will face. But for now, stay with us for more at First at 4. That was huge this morning.
Yes.
What a scene.
Another big story, a lot of people are talking about this. AES will be bought out. A private group of 4 companies has agreed to pay a total of $10.7 billion. AES Ohio declined to comment on the acquisition, but did refer us to its parent company, saying the acquisition will, quote, deliver compelling near-term value to stockholders and better position AES to drive sustained growth across its business units, allowing the company to deliver reliable energy solutions for customers. So this also comes as Indiana and Ohio become targets for developers looking to build data centers, in which a few of the companies involved in that acquisition have been investing. Question on a lot of people's minds, the Ohio Consumers Council says there should be no immediate change.
And something else, 2 News reporter Evan Bales has been following this data center in Urbana, and that's what he's going to be working on today. So we'll hear from him in just a few minutes on how that is going. But moving right along this morning, some Iranian Americans living in the Miami Valley say they are feeling mixed emotions about this conflict that's going on right now. They say while they are glad that action is being taken, they are on edge about what is still to come here. Many Iranians in the Miami Valley say they have families still back home and they have hopes for the future of their country. In his first public address since the start of the conflict, President Trump warned that the U.S. is prepared to carry out large-scale military operations in the region. And this comes following the strikes in the Middle East, with the president warning that this could last for some time.
We do have an update on a story we've been following since this weekend. 2 people are now in custody after a shooting at a nightclub in Cincinnati. 24-year-old Franique Cobb and 29-year-old Derek Long, they both face felonious assault charges. Cincinnati police say over the weekend, roughly 500 to 600 people were inside Riverfront Live nightclub when shots were fired around 1 Sunday morning. Now, all 9 people who were hurt are stable. They are recovering.
Finally, this morning, rounding out the top 5 with another story that's been getting so much attention this past month. Today's show host Savannah Guthrie, along with her sister, they went home. They returned to their mother's house outside Tucson on Monday for the first time since she had been reported missing. A makeshift tribute, that's what you can see here. That's what they're standing out. That was arranged at the end of her property. Now, we know Nancy Guthrie was last seen here at her home on January 31st and was reported missing the following day. Authorities believe the 84-year-old was kidnapped or abducted. Drops of her blood were found on the front porch, but authorities haven't publicly released any other evidence. Right now, the Guthrie family is offering a $1 million reward for information leading to her safe return.
This is such a sad story.
It is.
Just because it seems like every day there's not really that much new.
And we feel like that. I can literally genuinely only imagine how they are feeling at this time. So genuinely thinking and praying for them. We are turning now at 11:07 to our react to that question for this morning. I broke my rule and I actually answered it this morning on 2 News Today, and Kelly did as well, even though I say you guys can hold on to them. It's okay. I want to know, if you could play one instrument well, like professional, like these guys, what would you pick and why?
And I said the violin. I just think it's pretty. It's classical.
It's classic. It is the most, next to the piano, probably. One of the most.
And it's one of those ones that you have to be so careful with the strings. Otherwise, you get the little screeching sound, you know?
And that is jarring.
Yeah. And so I think being able to do that well would be pretty incredible.
My brother, not my brother, my sister and I, we all played the viola in middle school, and we would go to the concerts, and my dad hated that sound. He was like, you guys are just plucking away. So I do wish I would have stuck with that and played it well. But my one instrument I wish I could play is the harp. That's think that pretty. Is so beautiful. I'd love to be able to and the same with the strings, Kelly. You have to hit the right one or it's going to sound off.
And you could do those candlelight concerts.
Yes.
You know, that's what I was thinking of.
So
that's
rare.
why I said violin. Yeah.
And it's so rare. Cameron brought up another point. We'll ask him in a minute. But those pieces are expensive. One harp, and they grow with you. Like as you get bigger, you need a harp. But anyways, we'll talk more about that later. Scan the QR code. Get in on the conversation. What instrument could you play if you could play one well at professional level? So 11:09, let's circle now to one of our top stories from this morning, data centers. They are coming to almost everywhere, really across the Miami Valley, across the nation. That's been a real topic of conversation. Today, 2 News reporter Evan Bales is in Urbana. Later tonight, there's a city council meeting happening, and people are showing up to say exactly how they feel about a proposed one coming to their area. Evan, we know you're on the road. Good morning. What are you expecting to work on right now?
Good morning. So that is absolutely what I'll be looking at today. I actually just got to a nature preserve up here in Urbana. So one angle that I was not able to cover the last time I was up here was the environmental impact that data centers often have on the on the areas that they're developed in. And this particular nature preserve is called Cedar Bog Nature Preserve. If you're up here in Champaign County in Urbana, you absolutely know what I'm talking about. But this area here is one of the largest nature preserves of its kind in the state of Ohio, and it sits about 2 miles southwest of this proposed data center site off of Route 55 and Route 68 up in Urbana. And I've had a chance to briefly correspond with some of the folks here working at the bog, and they say that this data center will absolutely harm the ecosystem here. There are lots of endangered plants here. So there's a huge focus on unfortunately the negative environmental impact that a data center would have.
Yeah, obviously, Evan, a lot of backlash there, but also there is that push to bring data centers here to the Miami Valley. Why is there such a push on the company's part?
So looking at Urbana up here, there's a lot of open space here, and there are a lot of farms. I've had a chance to cover other data center development stories in the past, and there are a lot of folks up here who, some of them just want the opportunity to sell their land, and that seems to be the case up here. I had a chance to look at some other city minutes here, up here from the city of Urbana, and that's exactly what happened for this data center. There was a farm that sold some of their land and agreed to help develop, this data center. And like you were talking about with the AES story, Ohio and Indiana are prime targets for a lot of these development companies because of all the open space and a lot of the infrastructure that can support the power that they need.
All right. Thank you so much, Evan. We've got plenty more to learn from you today. We'll see you at First to 4.
Thank you.
All right, moving right along. How about this? Have you ever considered having a robot do your surgery?
Well, have you?
Well, I have not, but Premier Health is getting ready for just that. The hospital is bringing new technology to Miami Valley Hospital South and offered us a first look at the latest Da Vinci 5 model. You're seeing it right there. We did talk with a Premier Health surgeon who helped explain what this machine would mean for patients in surgery. The facility is bringing in 2 new DV5 models to Premier's main campus. So just
That
an
is
updated
interesting.
way to do surgery.
That is interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure like the level of surgery I would want this robot to do, but okay, that's interesting. And
Obviously, there's some research that they did.
still needs to go into this, and they have faith in it.
yeah.
So sure. Okay, learn more about that. It's 11:12 now. Time for a quick break. On the other side, a full look at weather, and we're learning more about a very special program that's coming to many agencies all across Ohio. We'll tell you about it. We'll be right back.
2 News Now, brought to you by Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, I'm Dan, the owner of Universal Windows Direct of Dayton. This is Bowie. He's been sniffing out the coolest winter deals for you. For a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Get $250 off for patio doors and entry doors, $1,500 off for roofing, and $2,000 off for siding. Plus this week, 24 months interest-free financing for all products. Keep the cold out and the savings in. Give us a call now.
Universal Windows Direct.
Welcome back, everybody. Before we jump right into a look at weather, I have a reminder for you. And I don't know how you, that's what I was going to say. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about it. Yeah. So this is happening, and it's happening kind of soon, you guys. This is this weekend on Sunday. We spring forward. We're losing an hour of sleep. Mornings will be a bit darker next week, but we'll have later sunsets through the summer months, which, come on, right? I mean,
That's great.
Right?
That's the plus.
So sleep experts with the Mayo Clinic recommend starting to prepare your body now. Like, I don't know about
Like
you
how?
guys, but
This is
like,
the
so,
worst.
okay, so listen, remember in summertime when like you were getting closer to school, I don't know about you guys, but my mom was like, okay, so go to bed at 7 so you can get ready to wake. And we're like, 7 o'clock? Why do you need to go to bed at 7 o'clock?
I
for?
don't even go
like,
to bed at 7 o'clock now, and I
you
work the
need
morning
to be-
show.
Yeah,
I
so
don't even
I
have a
guess
sleep
that's
schedule,
how.
so
Yeah, I don't really
I
either.
don't.
I'm just.
I just wake up when I do.
Oh boy.
It is what
And
it
the
is.
rain, this weather does not help us, Cameron.
Not at all.
Hey, it's
winter
good
mix.
sleeping weather, though, as we go through the week. It's going to be one where we're going to have a good amount of rainfall here In the Miami Valley, starting to see that push on through as of right now. You could see up in our northern counties, starting to see some of that rain push in. Southern counties have been seeing it for quite a while, a few hours now. The heaviest rain just off to the west. Going to be making its way into the Miami Valley, though, as we go into the middle of the day and afternoon hours. This is all part of a low-pressure system. Now, this system is going to be stalling out for a couple days, so we're going to have Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday, where we'll have the chance of some rain, a good amount of rainfall as well. So we are tracking the chance for some soaking rain here as we go through the next 5 or so days, and that will definitely help with the extreme drought in parts of the Miami Valley. Goodwill Auto Auction camera, you can see the wet pavement there. Hopefully you have the rain gear handy here today, because it is a wet one and will continue to be in the afternoon, evening hours. 42 degrees, your current temperature, south winds at about 6 miles per hour, that humidity at 92%. So don't have any problems with the dry skin here today. Hour by hour going through the daytime, we'll see those temperatures up to about 50 or so degrees going into the afternoon, but the only problem, we'll have those rain chances through the rest of the daytime. Weather headlines, slow warming through Wednesday, heavier rain on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Warming even more Thursday to Saturday. We're going to see our first 70s of the year. But again, we are also going to see the chance of rain when the 70s do move on through. We're going to finally dry out as we get into next week. But we do have to get through this week, and we have those chances of rain every single day. The lowest chance comes on Friday. There's a 40% chance, but we still, I think, will see the showers push on through just with some breaks in the action. Future track through the daytime today and the afternoon. Going to continue to see that light to moderate shower activity that continues into the evening hours. Going through the overnight hours as well, we're going to see that rain mainly down near the Ohio River, but we'll still see some rain here in the Miami Valley. The heaviest again coming down there at the Ohio River. Going into your Wednesday, we could see a break into the midday, but more rain arriving as we get into the late afternoon, early into the evening hours. So it's going to be a wet one this week, maybe one where you just want to stay inside if you have work from home and not get outside whatsoever. 50 degrees for the high here today, cloudy and cool, but 44 degrees for that overnight low is definitely on the warm side for overnight lows. 58 degrees for the high tomorrow. We could even see some lightning, hear some thunder into the midweek on Wednesday. Thursday, temperatures up into the 70s heading into the weekend. A little bit cooler in the work week, but we'll take it. Still in the mid-60s, and it looks like we're going to be drying on out, at least there Sunday and Monday.
You know, if it was colder, this would be snow.
We don't talk about that, though.
Yeah, okay, I agree. We won't even speak that into it.
Because there's going to be a lot of
your blessings.
There's going to be a lot of moisture available, so thankfully that is not the case. But usually, if you got snow, we wouldn't have the amount of moisture that we would have available for the rain.
Okay, good to know. So,
but looks like
sunlight on the other side.
Great
of this,
sleeping weather, though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. That's something. Thank you, Cameron.
Well, how about this? 7 Brew on Springboro Pike. Seems like it's been under construction forever. Well, finally open for business. It's a drive-through beverage stand known for drinks like coffee, energy drinks, teas, sodas, and more. Additionally, the business also offers muffin tops, and the daily operating hours on the stand's website show 5:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. So this weekend, they had some drink specials going on. They had a bunch of people standing outside. It said free drinks. And at one point, so Victor and I were driving by, and at one point, we were just too busy, so we didn't have the time to stop. And then we tried to stop on Sunday, and they closed. They were closed, like in the middle of the afternoon. It was like 2 p.m. So
that's something to keep in
I don't
mind
know if they
them.
ran out because they were offering those specials, but that is going to be a place that I will try.
Yeah, frequent. Okay, so also Paramount says it is going to be combining its two streaming services into one big platform. That's with HBO. So executives say that will give the service an estimated 200 million subscribers and allow it to compete better with Netflix and Amazon. So that is exciting. People are always streaming. Okay, we are looking ahead. So the Greene County Sheriff's Office, you guys, they are just one of the latest agencies to adopt this really special program that is all about making people more comfortable in what can be a high-stress situation. We're talking about the Blue Envelope program. So this morning, here to tell us a little bit about what made them decide to kind of implement that is Joshua Carson. He's going to tell us exactly how that is going to work with the community and how it's been received so far. Josh, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much for being here.
Just want to say this is a game-changing program. We're all excited about it here at the Greene County Board of DD and all over. Basically what the program is it helps folks in situations where they encounter law enforcement or first responders folks with developmental disabilities, any kind of disability. It helps them be able to work on communication. It helps reduce anxiety for concerned drivers and families. It provides important information to law enforcement and improves communication during traffic stops and emergencies. It's important because a lot of times when sirens are going, officers pull up, or the ambulances pull up, a lot of folks with disabilities can become disgruntled. I mean, it can be confusing, it can be overwhelming, and it's a good way for them to be able to work through those situations. These envelopes are available for free at the county boards of DD. I know in Greene County you can pick them up at our office. I know they're available at the sheriff's office. I know they're available at one of the sheriff hub offices in Greene County. The program was brought to Ohio by the Southern Ohio Council of Governments. That's the one where I got it from, and we've been able to pass these envelopes out to families, and they've been very helpful. So basically, inside the envelope, there's a important document. You can keep important documents for traffic stops, license, insurance, whatever is needed for a traffic stop, or even a first responder. There can be information in there for them as well. There's a car decal inside the envelope that goes on the back window. That basically tells the officers, first responders, when they pull up, that there is a person in the car with a disability. It doesn't necessarily have to be the driver. It can be the passenger as well. There's also a wallet card inside the envelope, and the wallet card basically can be carried on your person at any time, and it kind of gives you some information on, hey, this is how to communicate with me. This is some of the issues I have. And there's also a brochure in the envelope that kind of gives a little more information on what the packet's about, what the program's about. So, yeah.
Perfect. Joshua, thank you so much for coming on and sharing all of that with us. We know this is going to be a success. We're happy it's going to be there to help.
Very important program. Yeah.
All righty. It's time now, 11:23. When we get back, what is coming up in Living Dayton? And those React to That responses. I want to know what you guys wish you could play. Don't go away. Welcome back, everyone. Diving right into those React to That responses for this morning. What instrument would you play? Do you wish you could play if you could play it well, professional level well? So Susan says the guitar, because I got one in 7th grade that I promised my parents I desperately wanted and would learn. Still have the guitar, still not learning. Okay, that is a very familiar story. We've heard that before. And Jackie says the trumpet. When I played in high school, I already had a great sound quality, but I just didn't put enough time into it. That is really the message here. People are like, I would do this, I just did not put enough time. I get that. Finally, Jason says the electric guitar, just because it's cool.
That was my backup.
That
was my backup. That was the second choice for me. Just because it's so bad. I can't see that for you. You're right, Kelly. I can't see that. It's so bad.
Okay, let's take a look at what is coming up in Living Dayton later on today. Grace is here. Grace, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, so we're going to have something very exciting on. The big Hoopla's coming on. You know, it's a big month of college basketball. They're going to be talking about the STEM Challenge and the 4-miler. Plus, Caroline Historical Park is going to be featuring their new Cold War Discovery exhibit. So we're really excited about that. Those two.
So when Emily was on yesterday, I was like, every time we talk with you guys, it's like I need a planner, and like it's like stuff I could do like all day. All of that is perfect.
Write it down on your bucket list.
So much is happening like this coming weekend. So there's definitely something for everybody.
For sure. We're looking forward to that. Grace, thank you so much. Kelly, thank you for being here this morning. That does it for us here on 2 News Now. We'll see you back here. Oh, on Hump Day. That's great. Wear your pink. We'll see you then. Have a good one.